where we say the city of Brampton has said that we have last budget we gave 300 officers. This budget we have gave 175 new officers to the police forces. But now we have to use SRO officers in the schooling to protect our schools from the drug peddlers.
That budget, or I shouldn't say that budget, the cost that's being, the cost recovery on that is the construction company's asking.
School resource officers which used to be there.
That budget, or I shouldn't say that budget, the cost that's being, the cost recovery on that is the construction company's asking.
How do we get the information and the report of crimes from the schools to the police?
So we don't know exactly how that's going to look. What I can tell you is that we are, as an organization, from the perspective, from the chief down, from the perspective of engaging with our young people, are in a position, and Darren alluded to that earlier, is that, you know, in our area, we will be building out.
Would it not be a good idea to have a refresher session at the high school that all the schools can actually report the incidents and how they can?
21 Division, I was the inspector of the Criminal Investigation Bureau within the same division. We're grateful that we've been invited to the table. We're here together to build collaboration with our residents, our elected officials, and build some synergy to address local community issues together as a team. So what we do as a police organization is we rely on trends in order to give us information to direct resources. I can tell you a small project we put together in the summer is we noticed that there was an increase in mailbox thefts which related to theft of identification and fraud. So we put a project together to address that issue and arrest the people that are responsible for those offenses. And that's sort of a small example. A macro example is the creation of the 21 Division Community Intervention Response Team, CERT. Sorry, there's so many acronyms, so sometimes I get confused. The CERT team is responsible for the bigger issues that are impacting marginalized communities such as addiction, homelessness, and encampments. We have plans in the future, and we're always trying to get ahead of the curve using innovation and technology, but you know what, as a result of this meeting, we might make more plans for the future.
Thank you, this is Nitin Chopra, and first of all I'll say we applaud the PEELREGION police and our police forces. I'll ask the hall to clap for our brave police officers who save us day and night. Salute to them, because this is not an easy job, the policing. My question is, like, Ontario government recently has passed the Bill 33, which is the education reforms. And then one point is that SRO, school resource officers, which used to be there. Now, police has to give one or two police officers to the schooling system. Again, the resources has to be used. Where we say the city of Brampton has said that we have last budget we gave 300 officers. This budget we have gave 175 new officers to the police forces. But now we have to use SRO officers in the schooling to protect our schools from the drug peddlers. There is a suggestion from the community that we have seen police officers on the construction sites, and off duty even the site owners are paying to the police officers if they are working extra hours on the construction sites. And our police officers are highly paid. Why can't we save that resource and put auxiliary police services there on the construction site and use our police officers to tackle the crime, because crime rate is very high. So, thank you.
Be able to go out into the middle of an intersection to be able to stop traffic. But I can reassure you that there is no regular on-duty officers that are being utilized at those construction sites. There's no budget. So that budget, or I shouldn't say that budget, the cost that's being, the cost recovery on that is the construction company's asking. In regards to the question about the SOR, you know, if you're not aware, and I'm sure probably everyone in the room is, there is some legislation at the provincial level that received royal assent a couple days ago. They still haven't released the regulation. They haven't completed all the regulations, so we don't know exactly how that's going to look. What I can tell you is that we are, as an organization, from the perspective, from the chief down, from the perspective of engaging with our young people, are in a position, and Darren alluded to that earlier, is that, you know, in our area we will be building out our work that we do with the youth and addressing some of the other social factors that are impacting them. So we are absolutely for being in a position to be able to engage with our young people, whether it's in a school setting, anywhere else. But there's still a lot unknown, even though that legislation has got consent. They're the ones that are the primary. They're in the primary position to conduct those investigations, as well as myself and Darren in our area with our youth engagement officers. We ensure that if there are any gaps, that we try to address that. We know there's some changes coming. There's obviously some legislation that received assent a couple days ago, but we will continue to work on addressing any gaps. And what I can say to everyone here, if there are any gaps, if you feel that you don't know what the mechanism is to report, we can have some discussions offline after this is done. Right now, as well as we have both Superintendent Napkins and Pete Daniels from the both Brampton divisions here that can assist.
Assigned specifically to be a point of contact. So if you have concerns with, you know, if your children are dealing with issues, getting bullied or anything like that, please report it, because we do have a strong relationship and we do hear about that.
Would it not be a good idea to have a refresher session at the high school that all the schools can actually report the incidents and how they can? Because I believe right now, either the kids or the staff are not aware of it. Is it just directly they call 911, or is there some, you have separate integrated system with them? Again, it's a suggestion that refresher sessions holding with the schools would be a great idea.
Superintendent of 21 Division, I was the inspector of the Criminal Investigation Bureau within the same division. And like my colleagues have said, we do have YC officers that investigate criminal offenses and a YCI detective that triages the calls. I think your question is, how do we get the information and the report of crimes from the schools to the police? Right now, that control mechanism is with the school administration. So the school administration has the autonomy to call the police or deal with issues internally. I believe if we want to further those discussions, we need to include the school administrations with the parents to advise that all crimes should be reported to the police and allow police to investigate them accordingly, or create a matrix of what should be reported and what not should be reported.
Response to crisis incident is how can families or even community leaders, somebody who's willing to report if see any signs of crisis, how can that be directly reported to the CIO? Because I most of the times feel that there is a system, there is a lot that what they're doing, and there is a problem. But there is no speaking that happens a lot of times. You probably are doing a lot more than we know of. So I think for awareness of a bigger audience, would love to know how can somebody, when they see any signs of crisis around them, how can they direct report to CIO? Thank you so much.
It's a crisis, someone that's suffering from, an issue of mental illness or anything like that. So if it's something where we feel that the safety and well-being of somebody or anybody else, we still need them to call the police line, because we do have specialized officers that team or crisis workers with our CMHA, and they will respond to those services. So we have the proper people that are attending these calls. But the initial stage, when we do see that, when we come up with someone with crisis, we encourage them to call the police line. If it's an emergency where someone's going to get hurt, definitely 911. Our officers, our frontline officers will attend there, but we will have crisis officers, crisis workers that will be attending as well to support them.
Minister Sadu, Sonia Sadu, of course, we have Emergy Gill, Emergy Sandu, and we actually have another event happening at the same time, the hospital gala. So it's great to see so much vibrancy in our downtown at the same time. To Curry and everyone involved at BRAC, thank you for all the great work you do. And the reason we wanted to open up our rotunda for you is because this is your house. City Hall is your house. This is the heart of our local democracy, and the doors here will always be open for community initiatives. Councillor Masante, who is the downtown councillor, is here as well. He should be up on stage as well. He only lives about a block away, so he wasn't going to miss this event. But it's great to have all levels of government here really to engage with BRAC. We do so many helpful events throughout the year to make sure the community is connected in our city and the concerns are raised and that there are cultural functions that the community can enjoy. So Victorian, thank you for the heart you pour into our city, for everyone in the BRAC executive, and you're very active WhatsApp groups as well. I have to say, there's always lots of discussion and ideas being shared. So welcome to City Hall. Enjoy the celebrations this evening. Over to Curry.
Thank you very much. Especially because being at this space to talk event. On behalf of me and the Business Association, for my team. So, Mayor, on to my background and all those students. Thank you so much for your support for this event.
First and foremost, I really want to say that City Council, thank you for recognizing diabetes, because November is a diabetes awareness month. And thank you for recognizing it's not my ward, it's community's ward. It goes to a community. Why? 10 years ago, 2015, when I got elected, I know that diabetes is the issue in my community. So that is why I took that to the parliament. And because of you, you were the force behind that bill. So only 2% private member bill got successful. So I'm the lucky one. With your help, I got 16. Now, National Framework for Diabetes, it's a law in Canada. Not only this, 2021. We tabled that bill, and with 4 provinces, with bilateral effect,